We were both in the hospital. You'd entered first on my suggestion because you were told you had uterine cancer. You were very anxious about this, but I encouraged you because I was informed that surgery was your only option. You were in the hospital a while before the surgery so that you could be prepared to physically endure the surgery and then recover. In the meantime, friends had invited me to the Caribbean to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, and I was all in a flurry. I was concerned about going because I'm differently able, and wondered what would happen if I had an accident and needed medical care. My friends, who were both doctors, told me I had nothing to worry about. If there were a need, it could be taken care of because we were going to a major resort area and I could get the best of care. I never found out if that were the case because the night before we were to leave for the airport, I crash-landed down the flight of stairs that led to the guest room in the basement where I was sleeping. I fractured my skull, went blind immediately, and then went into a coma. After 40 minutes of struggle by the EMTs, they finally got me up the stairs into the ambulance and off to the emergency room for a craniotomy that lasted for 4.5 hours. The surgeon told my lady friend that she'd better notify my family that I was a dead woman. He didn't expect me to survive the surgery. 20 hours later, I came out of the coma, had my sight back, and for all intents and purposes was paralyzed. A month later, as I was being released from the hospital to go to a traumatic brain injury unit at an affiliated facility, my friend, who came to see me off, spoke to the doctor who performed the surgery. She pointed out that I was a talented singer, songwriter, guitarist. She was being very generous about my playing ability. And the surgeon said that was before the surgery and that I'd never sing, write, or play guitar again. She responded by saying, "And you also told me she was going to die." I had 2 months of intensive therapy at traumatic brain injury unit and another 8 months at an extended recovery hospital where I had intensive therapy daily. 4 months into my stay at the second hospital, I received a phone call from my mom. She said that she never expected her life to turn out the way it did, and that she never thought she'd see me experience what I had and not be able to visit or to do anything for me. Then she made a fervent and startling request. She asked me to pray for her like I'd never prayed for her before. I had the eerie feeling that she knew she was going to die, and she wanted me to petition our Heavenly Father for her. She never had this tone or intention in her voice before, and I took special note of her urgency. I told her that I would and expressed my love for her. When I hung up the phone, I had numbness throughout my body and an apprehensive feeling about what just transpired. I prayed as fervently as I knew how and put my mom into Father's loving hands. I tried to call her the next day and I couldn't reach her. That night, my brothers and sister-in-law were at my bedside. They told me that Mom had passed on that morning when my younger brother and his wife were at the hospital to check on her and to take care of some paperwork. I sobbed deeply and cried out, "Oh, Mom, why did you give up?" I was in shock over her death for quite a while as we were good friends, even though at times we fought like maniacs. I can remember my mom telling me when I was young, "Someday you're going to miss me when I'm gone." Oh, how right she was. I miss you, Mom. I love you and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the resurrection.